Greetings, it's an honor to be with you today. And today we're talking about unseating anger. That's right, the topic is unseating anger. Ecclesiastes 7 and 9 says, "Be not hasty in your spirit to be angry, for anger rested in the bosom of fools." The word of God is already blessed. Growing up, I can always recall people saying, and even probably as an adult, I've heard people say, calm down, calm down. And I always wondered at it until I've heard stories about people, the term is blacking out and stuff happening, and they don't remember what they did or what they said. They're just now left with the consequences, and some of the consequences are dire and devastating. And it's telling us that if we get angry enough, our temper can erupt a place where we can make some serious mistakes. So, in keeping with that understanding, Ecclesiastes 7 and 9 is hitting home. It says, "Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry." In other words, it's not saying don't be angry. We know that anger it's a normal emotion. There are some things that are going to get you angry, but we've got to understand that we can't allow the top to just blow off. There are consequences to that. There's a place that you can go that you can't just reel yourself back from. And some of you know what I'm talking about. You've allowed things and circumstances to push you in anger, and you look back and say, man, I just lost it. I just blacked out. But here's the guidance. He says, for anger rested in the bosom of fools. In other words, anger is like something like hot fire in you, and it consumes you. Once it's out and it's exposed and your blood is boiling, as they say, and quite often too late. If you don't have temperance, which is self-control, you will find yourself losing it. And that's why temperance is a fruit of the Spirit. We can't just chalk it up and say, well, I got a temper. No, you should have self-control as a child of God. Of course, I'm speaking to children of God in this light here. Temperance has to be something that we're practicing as children of God. We can't just say, I got a temper. Left to it, all of us have a temper. But we've got to bring ourselves under subjection. Now, listen to Ephesians 4:26-27. It gives us some more guidelines on how we should deal with anger. It says, "Be ye angry and sin not, What does that mean? So you can be angry, but don't sin. What does sin look like when it comes to anger? It says, "Let not the sun go down upon your wrath, So, anger, and I know some people say, I'm going to sleep on it, and I don't believe the term sleep on it should really mean literally sleep on it. I believe you need a moment to calm down, because if you leave anger to its own devices, it can mutate into something else. But I do believe in a moment to calm down. Just like how people say calm down, I believe you need that moment to calm down and then reassess the situation, think about it. But it says, don't let the sun go down upon your wrath. In other words, don't go to bed angry. Resolution, seek resolution. And if you find yourself going to bed angry, I'm going to be real with you here. It speaks to the level of your maturity as a child of God. It means that you really have to check yourself and your temperance, because you're allowing your emotions to drive you to do crazy things. I believe it doesn't matter what happened. I believe that we can seek some type of resolution. Resolution looks different for every circumstance, but we should be after resolution. It says, never give place to the devil. And this is why we shouldn't let the sun go down upon your wrath. Anger mutates into something else. Anger can become premeditated offing somebody. Anger can become something else. Before you know, you go to bed angry. The next thing you know, somebody's demise is on the way. Or, you're making a decision that's rash and harsh. But we have got to bring this body in by the spirit of temperance. That's a very important aspect of the fruit of the Spirit. self-control. We've got to exhibit it. And if you find yourself struggling with it, ask God to help you. Because we've got to unseat anger. There's so many people that are in the grave, in prison, or so many places because of anger. We don't need to be another statistic. Okay, so it is my prayer for you that you do your endeavor best to unseat anger.